Hello designers. On this tutorial we are going to talk a little bit about page styles, sometimes referred to as page templates, to create your designs. We've set the software to allow you to use page styles or freestyle design or a mix of the two, whatever you want. It's been left as open as possible to give you as much freedom with the software as possible. But for this tutorial we're going to concentrate on the page styles and how to use them. So firstly, just to illustrate where they are, the page styles are located at the bottom of the screen there, where you can see, scroll through them, you can see there's quite a few different options in there to choose from. These are all categorized as well, so if you click on the cog to the right there and hover over category, you can see these are all the different categories they've been placed into. Intro pages, 9 image templates, 8, 7, 6, and so on and so forth. I'm just going to select the 5 for now. What that does is it simply just shows the 5 image templates at the bottom. So rather than scrolling through everything, you can just quickly access the ones that have 5 images on there, like so. And if I just go back to the category and select all, everything just reappears again for us. We're going to use an intro template to start the book off and do a couple of pages with some other templates as well. So first off, to put the template to effect, you simply grab it and just drop it over your page like so. There we go, and that's just popped the template on there for us. Right, so as an intro page we're just going to get a couple of images of the bride and groom. I'll use 103 up there. So just click and drag and then drop onto the box that you want to use. So there we go, that's popped that in there for us. This has actually got a mask on it where it fades out underneath this one, which is quite a nice effect. We'll cover masks in a separate tutorial. I am going to move this because obviously we've lost the dress at the bottom there. So if you double click on the image, it then gives you your crop box, so we can move that to where we want it to be. I'm just going to go right to the bottom there, like so, and click on OK, and there you go, it's moved into position for us. We didn't want the dress to drop into the bleed area, because that is the area where we will lose some of that during production of the book, so we need to make sure that there's nothing of importance in this area outside the red dotted line, so that works well with that particular shot. And then on our second image here we're going to go with, I'll go with this nice black and white close-up, so just again drop over there, double click, and then we can just reposition that, just make them fairly central there, and OK. That's great, lovely. Actually, just to illustrate that, if you wanted to zoom in a little bit more on that, I mean it is fine as it is, but again if I just double click, you can choose to drag the corner in a touch as well, and then you can sort of get a tighter crop still of it. There we go, okay, there we go. Right, so if we're just looking at that there, you can see this has got a nice thin black key line around it. When the image is highlighted, you'll see, if I just go to the main tools panel, you'll see that the border box is ticked there, and we can untick it and it will take it off. We've got it set to black and 1 pixel in size. Now you can make this as big or as small as you want. You can see it changing there as I change it. I tend to stick to sort of 1 pixel. It's quite a nice thin line that just picks the image out. You can also change the colour of your line as well. I'll use magenta just to sort of highlight it. There we go. I'm not sure, magenta perhaps works in this instance, so we'll just stick with the blacks. Quite nice. And you can also here change the opacity of that particular border as well if you wanted to make it more see-through. Again, I'm just going to leave that as is for the time being. Okay, that's great. Now we are going to just change our text here to read write. That's our text box. If we double click it and just highlight over and just there we go, that will change it. And then I'm going to change the font. Up here you can see that the text button is automatically selected because we're working on text, and I'm going to change the font. Now this will list the fonts that are on your machine. This isn't any fonts that are installed with the software. It will just look to all the fonts that you've got installed on your particular machine. So I'm just going to go through it, use forum, that's quite a nice one. Make it a little bit bigger just to illustrate something to you as well. If I make that 96, you can see that it's actually disappeared. Now if I click off it, you'll see there's a little exclamation mark, and if you hover over it, it tells you that the text has overflowed the box there. So just select the box again, and if we just get these circles and pull it out and pull it down, there you go. As soon as you make the box big enough for the text, it will reappear for you. And we're just going to click off that and move it into position. And I'm just going to pop a wedding date in here as well. So double click, highlight the text for April 2014. There we go. And again, I'm just going to match that font up as well, just to make it look nice. There we go, and a touch bigger. That'll do. That's lovely. Alright, okay. And just drag that in underneath there. That's great. There we go. So that's a nice intro page done, and we're ready to move on to our next page. So you can see here that it is previewing the book as we design as well. So we're going to go on to pages 3 and 4, and we're going to go back to the beginning. Oh, one thing I meant to point out there, you can see that because we've used these images in this book, there now is a 1 next to them. If you then use that image again, that will change to 2, and so on and so forth. So it's basically so you can see which images you've used, and it will tell you if you've used an image twice, 3, 4 times. So I'm just going to go back to the start up here. So this is the start of the day. I'll just get to the groomsmen getting ready. Right, I'm just going to pick out, there we go, we'll use that, but a nice simple portrait and landscape again. Just drop that over there. Okay, so I'll get the groom there, drop in, that's fine, and we'll get one of the guys here shaking hands as well. There we go, and I'm going to just double click on that one and just move it across ever so slightly, maybe crop it in a bit just to get rid of a bit of background. There we go, and okay, and that's it. That's the next page done. I am going to just show you something else here just so you can see what else can be done with it. You can alter all these page styles and save them as your own as well. If I just go onto this page button at the top there, you can see at the minute that the page background is set for white, left and right. That's the default, and you can just click on that and change it to whichever colour you wish. There we go. So I'm just going to reverse what we had there. If I go back to our main toolbox, and I'm just going to change the borders to white and white. There we go. So that's a black background with white images. Likewise, you've got back, undo buttons and redo buttons there. So if I just want to click, 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 and it will take me back to whichever stage you want to go to. There you go. So, and then I'm just going to redo those two there. Okay. And we're just going to move on to 5 and 6 just to do another couple. There we go. Let's go with a 3 page on this one. There we go. Let's get one of all the guys together. Just drop that on there. Okay. And pick out another 2. Oh, this is quite nice. And that one there. Okay, I'm just going to double click on this just to move it over again. Okay, and also you can here as well. Now all my work previously has been done in Photoshop, turning black and white, etc. There is the option with your images to alter them within the actual software itself. So if we go here, you can see you've got the where it says mode here, you've got original, and you've got the option for black and white and sepia as well. So I'm just going to change that to black and white so it ties in with the rest of this particular page. There are some other functionality here for editing brightness and contrast, but again, I would imagine the majority of you will be working most of that in Photoshop. So there we go. That's it. So that is a very simple, straightforward tutorial on utilising some of the page templates that we have. Thanks for watching. For more information and tutorials, check out the website at ashtonphotographics.co.uk. Thanks a lot.